Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Barcode and Teneb on Bel'Shir Vestige, the latter edition. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the red Terran player. It is Teneb. And in the top left side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is a Barcode. So a TVT at the High Masters level sent to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Crazy High Masters Terran versus Terran. So I don't know quite what to expect here, but I do like to cast Masters level games from time to time. I just like to see what's going on in the area between Mid-Rank Madness and Grandmaster. So I figured we'd make a whole new section for Masters level games. You can tell by the thumbnail because it has the blue star instead of the gold star. That's how you know. That's how you know what's going on here. And for those of you who enjoy watching Masters level stuff, welcome. Welcome aboard. I like StarCraft in all its varieties. It's just, I don't care what's going on. I don't care who's playing. I have a great time casting it all the way around. So both players open up with their barracks as to be expected, although you could have gone Command Center first, one of you guys. In a TVT, seems like a really bad idea, but you totally could have. Second refinery on the way from Barcode. Is Teneb going to go for that second refinery, which usually means a cyclone opening? Which just, cyclones are great against a lot of stuff that Terran has, and the other Terrans recognize that, and that's kind of what you end up with. So barracks done for the blue player, and it is going to be a Marine. Oh, Reaper Nameless was ready to go, and Reaper's on the way for Teneb. Actually, he was making two, then he just decided to make one. So this is Secret Reaper Man, Secret Reaper Man. So this is Secret Reaper Man. I don't know how secret he is because Reapers usually are pretty visible to their enemies when they're trying to kill them. And moving across the map, they don't really have cloak, but Teneb is expanding behind this. He one racks expands with one single gas against the Terran player who's effectively one basing it, going for the Destiny Cloudfist build with two refineries. This has got to be a cyclone opening out of our Barcode player. And the question is it going to work? Here comes Secret Reaper Man. Moving up again, not trying to hide himself at all, going straight diagonally across the map, tapping this all along a watchtower, going on, and the cyclone is on the way. The question is, can the cyclone get here? There is a Marine. There is a Marine that will finish about the same time. Oh, two Marines actually. And getting shot at is Secret Reaper Man, blowing a Marine into the air. And Secret Reaper Man does not have as easy a job as doing this as he was told in his briefing. He's very upset with his commander about that one. What do we got? Three Marines, which again, you need the early Marines to deal with the Reapers. And then the Cyclone. Once that's out, you're pretty much okay. Cyclones have so much DPS against everything, even though Reapers aren't light. I mean, aren't armored, rather, they are light. They don't take extra damage from the Cyclone is my point here. Marines, what micro? Oh, Barcode. Secret Reaper Man gets blown out of the sky, barely scouting anything. I mean, he did, I guess he saw most of the important stuff, just didn't see that second refinery. Which, I mean, you can assume based on the fact that there are Cyclones under production. Cyclones do cost 100 gas each, which is not cheap in the early game, so you pretty much have to go for the double refinery opening if you're going to do this. And we do have a medevac coming in as well, and then the factory is going to make itself a tech lab. So at this point, I feel like it's some kind of a Cyclone drop-ish play, or maybe the medevac's going to be used to bring the remainder of the Marines down for an attack. But the expansion is done for Teneb. It's an orbital command as well. Barcode is just now getting his expansion up, so it could be a bit of a problem if he doesn't do something about this expansion or at least kill some SCVs. It's 25 to 20 harvesters, and in mirror matchups, extra workers are hugely important. So trying to make a change here is a Barcode coming in with a Cyclone, getting rid of SCVs as fast as he can. One SCV dead. Two SCVs dead. Get out of there. There are Marines chasing you. Three SCVs dead, taking some shots from the responding Marines, but they don't have stim. They can't chase him down. And he just evacuates. No big deal. 24 to 21 harvesters now. Just very pleased about this. Look at the range on this. I always forget how much range Cyclones have. It is a range of 6, which, again, isn't a huge amount. But dropping some Marines here inside the main base with the Cyclone is Barcode. And with medevac support, they win that battle against the defensive Marines here. Oh, crikey. Going after a supply depot, which seems odd. It's not going to supply block Teneb. Going after the starport, which, again, also seems odd. But, Raven pops out. Auto turret does get thrown down, which just makes the Cyclones relocate over into a Widow Mine in the mineral line. Excellent job. Excellent job placing that Widow Mine. The Cyclone has been going to town on this orbital command for the last, what feels like 2 or 3 minutes, killing SCVs, killing Marine. There's a Hellion here trying to get in on the action, but it just doesn't do any damage. Hardly at all to the Cyclone. It does some damage. I don't want to say it does 0 damage. but it does some damage, and good micro on display. The Cyclone's down to 10 hit points, and it does end up getting killed. Okay, so Teneb responding a little bit better to that harassment than the other stuff. Speaking of which, there's a Liberator inside the main base of Teneb going after this mineral line. Crikey. Does have 0 kills, but it has stopped all mining inside the main base. Marines dropping outside that circle of doom, chasing the Liberator off to try to find more stuff to kill, but there are Marines on both sides. Actually, just... Oh, yes, there is. There is a Marine here. Is there enough DPS from the Marine? No! Okay! He gets blown apart by the gun, but an auto turret is ready to go from the Raven, and the Liberator gets blown to pieces. Whew! Okay, so we're settling down a little bit here. It's 29 to 31 harvesters. Teneb has the lead on his opponent. Tanks on the way, Marines on the way. Are we settling down to a Marine tank composition? It seems like maybe we are. As interesting as the early game is for TVT, I was going to say TNT, which doesn't make any sense. For TVT, sometimes it can just settle down to same old Marine tank madness. But we'll take a look. We'll take a look and see where we go from here. I haven't watched this, so I don't know for sure what's going to happen. But it does look like at least Barcode is going for that. Whereas Teneb, I love the early Raven. Hopefully it's an indicator of something different that is to come, and more Ravens in production. So that tells me something's going on here. Tanks are on the way. Marines are on the way, although he is supply blocked. So perhaps Barcode killing that supply depot was worth it after all. He wasn't even close to supply blocked at the time it went down, but now he totally is. +1 attack on the way for the biological units for our barcoding player. And a drop on the way for Barcode, sneaking along the top-ish side of the map, down the other side, filling the medevacs with tanks and Marines and tanks and Marines and tanks and Marines. That's all it is, just tanks and Marines right now. Currently, tank count is 3-2-0. Barcode has the lead there. One tank just about to finish for Teneb, which I think is Bennett backwards. It just seems like a backwards name to me. Doesn't it seem like a backwards name to you? Yes, Falcon, it does. Okay, dropping right inside the main. Doom dropping it a little bit here. Got tanks in siege position. Got a bunch of Marines. SCVs here to fight. No, SCVs. This is not what you want. Oh my gosh, so many dead SCVs. But they got in there and actually forced a retreat on these medevacs. Auto turrets assisting with that as well. Responding Marines assisting at the same time. But that is 24 dead SCVs for Teneb. Vikings in the air, going to pick off these medevacs. The tanks are forced to land and fight for themselves. Not that great against Marines, as it turns out, and they both get exploded. But that is so many dead SCVs. Teneb is down to 26 SCVs compared to 42 for his blue Terran opponent. A third base on the way from Barcode, feeling very confident about how that drop went. Yeah, he lost everything, which is not really something of a goal when you're attempting to do some drop play, but he killed a lot. Those responding SCVs, I think they would have been better just to run, honestly. I mean, I guess they did get up there on top of the tanks and do some damage, but auto turrets did a lot. The Marines did a lot. SCVs just kind of were cannon fodder, as it turns out. It's a Viking Raven little escort group. Well, not escorting anything, but an attack group for Bennett coming on up. And there's a single tank and a Marine protecting this natural base. Let's go, says Teneb. Going to drop down some auto turrets, or one auto turret anyway, and try to kill this tank. Look at the DPS on this thing. Bam! Tank is gone. Another auto turret being thrown down, killing the SCV, building the third base for a Barcode. Vikings in the sky, flying back and forth. They're trying to make sure, I guess, that other Vikings don't take down the Ravens. I guess that's what they're there for. So they're more of the escort group for the Ravens, but the Ravens killing a tank and delaying the third base is pretty much a success, I would say, although they are flying back in a little bit. They're scanning to see what they're up against, and the answer is, how many Marines? 12 Marines? 12 Marines is a lot of Marines, actually, and they do, in fact, have combat shield. They don't have stim, but they almost do. Another auto turret tossed down, and Marines get rid of that one from the natural base mineral line fairly quickly. But guess what? Another auto turret. Ding! And actually going to get some SCVs this time, getting 3 SCVs, 4 SCVs. Oh my goodness. And 5 SCVs before it dies. That does not have a long lifespan, but this Raven has 5 kills now. Pretty amazing stuff. Attempt to drop at the front here for Barcode, but just gets completely blown apart by the defensive tanks and Marines of Teneb at his natural base. Whew. This game is absolutely nuts so far. Okay, +1 armor on the way for our Barcode of biological units. 43 to 45 harvesters. Teneb has actually taken the lead. So both players have hurt each other massively when it comes to SCVs. Actually, okay, not massively. Teneb has lost 24, but Barcode has only lost 7. So perhaps it's not as massive as I felt, but regardless, our Red Terran player is keeping up with the Joneses quite a bit here. Another auto turret tossed down. The Marines, they just kill the Ravens. Hold up. Hold your horses. So patrolling back and forth here are the Ravens. There's a medevac spotting them, which is not ideal. And there we go. Auto turrets thrown down, trying to deal with this. Oh, the Ravens overextending a little bit. Okay, so then the Marines take care of them. The auto turret does get a couple kills, but losing those Ravens, not a good place to be. Not a great place to be at all. About 40,000 resources, or 40,000, 4,000 resources lost for the Blue Terran, and only about 3,000 lost for Teneb. So far, a little bit more efficient has been Teneb. I guess more minerals lost, which makes sense because those were the SCVs. Third base is done and established for Barcode. He has it fairly about halfway saturated. It is an orbital command as well. Marine tank moving out. Moving out for the Teneb, trying to establish a third base of his own. A Marine was scouting it, which is A-okay. Marines coming down the left side for Barcode as well, trying to see if there's a third base here to the left of the natural. There's not one here, but there will be one north of the main base very shortly, as the scan by Barcode reveals. Vikings, Marines, tanks. Okay, we're settling down. We're settling down into a Marine tank fest here a little bit. We will see who can come out on top of the situation. This is not Maru versus Pult or anything like that. Maru versus Bjorn, I think, was another TVT I did back a few weeks ago, but it is going to be high-level stuff, so we'll see. We'll see how the positioning works here. Again, the general way this works is tanks are great against your Terran opponent unless they're being directly attacked by Marines. If you have other Marines as a buffer right in front of them, allowing them to sit back and fire away, they're going to be good. But if there are groups of Marines directly attacking your tanks, they will die. Tanks are basically glass cannons in this matchup. Not very tanky at all. Ho, ho, ho. Not very tanky at all. +2 attack done, +1 armor done for our Barcode player. And Teneb has no upgrades at all. +1/+1 just about to complete, but not quite there yet. Oh, this attack could be very powerful, especially with those upgrades I was mentioning previously here. Vikings trying to do some stuff, but there are so many Marines on the ground. Tanks on the high ground, well positioned by Teneb, making sure some of these Marines catch on fire at the very least. But suddenly, it is a big Marine group here for our Barcoder. 63 Marines to 47 Marines, 4 tanks to 8 tanks, though. Teneb has the lead in tanks and is a little bit low on that Marine count. So we'll see what matters more. +3 attack is on the way from Barcode. Hasn't been a pretty intense early game so far. The fact that he's getting his +3 at 12 minutes is pretty darn impressive, I would have to say. Setting up for a big attack from the left side to the right here at the natural base of Teneb. There are tanks, though. There are 5 tanks defending, and here we go. So much splash damage on the tanks here. Tanks now setting up for Barco, but it might be a little bit too late. Oh, they do obliterate the Marine line of Teneb, and now the Marines of Barcode marching right into these tanks. Still enough tanks to do it, plausibly. I don't know. The medevacs are keeping these Marines alive. And by these Marines, I mean, like, there are 3 of them here, and they are absolutely on a mission. But they pull back. More reinforcing Marines are here. The natural base is in a lot of trouble for Teneb. Taking the opportunity, though, is Teneb to get rid of the third base of a Barcode. We're going to turn this into a bit of a base race. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Marines setting up shop in the natural base of Teneb. I don't think anything is going to save this. Natural base is toast, but the third base also similarly explodes for Barcode back home. So we do have 2 mining bases for each of these players, but is this just going to be a 13-minute base race? It seems like it very well could be. So natural base under assault. SCVs are running for their lives for Barcode. I don't know what he's going to defend with. He has some Marines on the high ground, but that is about it. Is Barcode going to pull up and go home? He needs to make a decision. Either attack the main or attack the third base. But you can't just sit here at the natural and do nothing. Okay, so it is pick up. He does pick up here with his medevacs and going to try to fly and drop right on top of these Marines and tanks. He has bigger numbers than Teneb's defensive force here. SCVs again forced to fight. Tanks not even getting into siege mode at this point in time, and suddenly the main base under assault as well. The natural base completely on lockdown. Did he manage to save his orbital command? He did not. Barco did not save his orbital command, even the tiniest of bit here. Tanks on the low ground for Teneb, trying to get rid of stuff on the high ground and going after barracks, which seems fine. So yeah, we are base racing it. Both players have set up shop in the main base of the other player's home. I think Barcode has a bit of a better position here. Just a little bit of a better position. Did he just Widowmine? Try to splash damage Widowmine that? Oh, he Okay, so he did absorb the Widow Mine shot so we could drop Marines on top of the tank and get rid of it. So good play, actually. Good play there by a Barco. But now here we go. Teneb waltzing right on into this main base. He's trying. Barcode is trying to retreat with his orbital command, but there are Vikings and there are Marines with stim. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Barcode is going to lose his last orbital command, and he does. No! No, what is happening right now? Both players. Oh no, Teneb still has an orbital command at his third base location. That is going to be hugely important. Can he keep that? Is the question of the day. Barcode is down to 4 SCVs, but he can't build another orbital command. He has none left over. He is being revealed, as the message shows us right now. Blue is dropping Barcode inside Teneb's third base. Oh, Teneb is going to lose his orbital command as well. Not as many Marines. Oh, there maybe are as many Marines, and they do have +3/+3. So that exploded with violence there. Teneb coming in with SCVs and tanks and Marines. Marines are a little bit late to the party, though. This timing is not great for Teneb. Like I said, the tanks need that buffer. Viking versus Viking in the sky. It looks like Teneb does have the Vikings, but Teneb losing all of his stuff there, actually. Whoa. Barcode wins that thing. He's up 36-7. Total supply. Teneb has 7 supply remaining, which is 1 Widow Mine and 3 SCVs, but he does have enough money to rebuild a command center, and he's doing it. He's doing it right now at the third base location of Barcode. So he's set up shop there. He is hiding. He is hiding desperately because he doesn't have anything else. He has a Widow Mine. A Widow Mine here for Teneb. Dude, you need to send your Marines out. No. You can't set up here, dude. Why are you setting up here? Why are you defending? Okay, moving out with medevacs, trying to find Teneb is sneaking a command center in the bottom left corner of this map as well. Medevac pretty much making a beeline to this third base location where Teneb actually is. Is that map hacks? I don't know if that's map hacks, but surprise, Teneb, cancel that. You just got it scouted. Cancel it. Doesn't cancel it. But does lift it off, and he's going to move it somewhere else. He might try to hide it in the corner. Is this going to turn into a stalemate game, you guys? This might. Does Barcode have any Vikings is the question. He does not. Okay. Yeah, this is going to turn into a stalemate. I can smell this already. Teneb is floating his buildings in the top right corner of this map. Barcode doesn't have any Vikings. He doesn't have any Liberators. He doesn't have anything that can fly or attack. No battle cruisers. Really no way to make battle cruisers either. Our Barcode player has 17 minerals in the bank and 617 gas. He does have some production structures, but no starports, which is a huge problem. Teneb floating his barracks up as well. I mean, not production structures tab says we have barracks, we have engineering bays, we have an armory. Everybody actually has the same number of those 3 buildings. And 2 command centers for Teneb, but he can't keep them. He can't. I mean, he's floating this one in the bottom left. He has a Widow Mine there protecting it. Marines for Barcode are going after the buildings that can't fly away, but I don't know how this is anything but a stalemate. I'm thinking really hard here. Supply depots getting destroyed as well. I mean, this is... I'm strongly considering fast forwarding at this moment because I don't think there's really anything else that Barcode can do. Once these buildings are gone, he won't have access to anything else, really. Tanks flying around for Barcode, flying around. Not flying around, rolling around, looking for bases that could have been taken by our red player, but you know what? Red player has no interest whatsoever in rebuilding. He's just floating. Floating. Reactors left on the ground for Teneb. This is his final unable to fly building. And Barcode's not really having any of it. Oh, there actually is a missile turret. Never mind. Now it's gone. Now it is gone. So Teneb has 2 command centers and 4 barracks, all of which are floating about. Oh, Teneb's coming back. Yes, Teneb, you're a man. You are a man. Oh, you were a man. You were a man. You were going to land and do some good stuff, but instead then you disappeared. Did you see that medevac coming? Are there some map hacks on display here? I don't know. That was a little bit suspicious that he flew in there to land and then left before the medevac showed up. 'Twas odd. 'Twas odd indeed. So it's not like Barcode's army is huge, right? He has 5 tanks and 5 Marines and a Widowmine and 5 medevacs, which is a lot of healing for those 5 Marines. They have full energy. They have full energy because they haven't been asked to do anything for the past 10 minutes. It feels like. So tanks defending these barracks, you need to just have units patrolling all of the bases on this map so that when Teneb decides to land, he does. I'm surprised there's no chatter in this game. Usually in this situation you get chatter, but not this time. Tank does hold the Zelnaga watchtower, forces the SCV to flee. SCV, can it find a place to hide from the tank is the question. And I think it does juke it. I think it did juke it there a little bit. Is this command center doing anything? No. Wait. Teneb might be coming back in. Might be coming back in for some stuff. He has 100 minerals in the bank. He can make 2 Marines with his barracks, which is not the greatest of all things whatsoever. Tank sneaking around. Tank, find the SCV. Find the Oh, you're so close to seeing the SCV. Sees the SCV. All right, so down to 1 harvester is Teneb, which is way in the top of the map, way in the top tippy top section of the map, hiding for its little life right now. Widowmine again in this left side, protecting this 1 command center that Teneb has. It's bait, I believe, what this command center has. All right, we're speeding it up. We're speeding it up times 2 because I don't see anything happening here. Barcode has harvested minerals with his SCVs, but he doesn't have anywhere to return it to. So now he's sending his SCVs out on a mission to check. Good game, says Barcode. I mean, oh, here we go. Game will end in 140. Yeah, the stalemate rules. Stalemate rules have come into play here, and this command center is going to land for Teneb. Oh, does that reset? Does he have to produce something in order for that to reset? Make an SCV. I think he has to make an SCV in order for that to reset. He is making an SCV, but does it have to? I don't know. I'm not familiar enough with these rules, honestly. So, oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Resets the timer, and that tells Barcode something just happened. Teneb's doing something. Dude, you have to scout. You have to send your SCVs around and your tanks around just in a pattern around to every single one of these bases, all the edges, and try to catch a glimpse of what's going on here. Teneb is actually mining. Come on, Barcode. You're smarter than this. You're smarter than this, which is a Star Wars prequel quote. All right. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'll admit I've been browsing a lot of the prequel memes subreddit, which is just where these people essentially proclaim their love for the Star Wars prequels in meme format. And I think it's about 80% joking. Like, the prequels aren't that great. Let's not lie. They're not the best. Really, the best cinema has to offer, or even the best Star Wars has to offer. Barracks does get picked off. Teneb loses one of them. Pieces falling to the earth there. So that helps. That helps a little bit for Barcode. But they express such joy from different quotes. From Obi-Wan Kenobi, from Anakin, from Emperor Palpatine, or Senator Palpatine, rather. Marines might get this barracks as well, floating a little bit too close to the edge. No, not enough to make it burn. Not enough to make it burn. But look at what he's doing. He's keeping Barcode occupied with these buildings. Okay, he's not even looking for this command center. Teneb has actual income coming in right now. It's 400 minerals per minute. He's got 7 harvesters compared to the 4 of Barcode. Barcodes aren't doing anything, right? So that's kind of what the difference is there for numbers, but not much of anything else. These tanks, I love that they're defending these barracks, but they need to go out and find things is what they have to do. Burrowing his Widowmine on this left side is Teneb. Not sure what that plan's all about either. And the Marines are just obsessed. They're just obsessed with this barracks floating up top, and they're obsessed with this barracks on the right side and this command center, and they're completely ignoring the fact that Teneb, you know, if I was Teneb, I would probably straight up go for a Banshee. That's what I'd do. I'd get a Banshee, clear out these 4 Marines, clear out these tanks, And then you can pretty much just tech up to Viking and get rid of the buildings, the rest of the buildings, as you want. This is what I would do if I was Teneb. I'm not saying that is what Teneb is doing, but it seems seems fair enough. Listening to the StarCraft music. Here we go again. Barracks just teasing the Marines a little bit, getting just in range to where it can get shot a little bit, to where it can start smoking a little bit. Oh, look at this. Teneb again. Just baiting these Marines and it bouncing back and forth. Is it going to burn down? It's so close to burning down, but it's not burning down. It is not burning down. It has 336 hit points. I don't think it can afford to take much more damage before it starts to burn and will fall to the ground here. But the micro on display is insane. Average APM for Barcode is 369. How is it still 369? Oh, did he get it? Oh, he got it. He got enough HP off of this barracks to kill it. He did. Tanks. Why are you making tanks, Teneb? No, 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 no. Wow, he got one of his barracks all the way back down. This main base did Teneb. He's making defensive tanks. Dude, a Banshee would win you the game. It would win you the game. You know what your opponent has. He doesn't have anything that can fly. He only has 4 Marines. It's not... The Marines are what? They're +3/+3 Marines, though. That's pretty scary stuff. That's pretty scary stuff with medevac support. Maybe 2 Banshees. Make 2 Banshees. But you know what? Fine. Tanks are wonderful. It's got a bunker down here as well. Again, Barcode has no idea this exists. None. None whatsoever. He's bringing everybody to the top right corner, though, is Barcode. His mistake is assuming that these buildings are the only ones that Teneb has. He is not at all paying attention to this bottom left corner. Teneb is making a starport. Yes. Teneb, I believe in you. Medevacs are chasing the barracks around. And it is a futile. It is a futile effort. Why do you assume this is all the Red Terran player has? Why? I don't understand. Making a tech lab on the starport? Yes, tech lab on the starport. Well, that actually, a cloaked Banshee would do extremely well here as well, because there's no detection available for Barcode. He doesn't have any missile turrets. No orbital commands whatsoever. Going to waste some of his bullets and his tank fire on these rocks up here in the top right corner, which I actually don't even really know what the purpose of these rocks are. I guess to open up an attack path into an expansion, which is not usually something you see. But Bel'Shir Vestige has it all. It's cloak. It is cloak on the way, ladies and gentlemen. Double refinery now. Teneb has actually spent all of his gas. His 800 gas bank is gone. Time to get refineries now. He's fully saturated his main base at this point in time, which is absolutely fantastic. Think Teneb's going to win this thing. Down, I mean, he had 4 supply. He had 4 supply. How does Barco? Oh, Barco has 4 workers. That's what it is. Yeah, 4 total supply is what he had. Tanks hitting his own SCV and then healing it. I guess for science, how much damage does an SCV with 3 armor take from a tank with +1 attack in siege mode? And the answer is not enough to one-shot it. So science has been answered. Barcode's just basically willing to hang out. Okay, pro tip of the day from Falcon Paladin. If this is happening to you and the draw timer is not counting down, you need to go find the base of your opponent. He has one somewhere. I understand it's confusing, Barcode, as he throws down the question marks. I get that. Oh, snap. Cloak is done. Cloak is done. English only, says Teneb. This is so dumb. This is a dumb TVT. I'm having a good time, though. Expansion. Just about complete for Teneb. He is just resetting this game. Setting up his main base in what could have been the 3rd. Barcode says, give me the win. Teneb says, not yet. Not yet a GG. Barcode says, interesting. Interesting you would feel that way. Marines do kill that SCV while it was being healed. So for science there, Marines eventually will kill an SCV even if it is being healed by a medevac. And Barcode, you're going to watch this game and you're going to be like, hey, yo, what happened? What happened here is the question of the day. And the answer is, you got bamboozled, good sir. Fusion core coming in for Teneb. I should go break my supply for maintaining it, says Barcode. What? What are you talking about? Why would you break? What do you mean break your supply? For maintaining it. I don't know what he's talking about. He is rambling. It's late. It is late into this game, but it's a fusion core coming in. We do have the starport with the tech lab. This could actually just be a battle cruiser. Oh my gosh. A battle cruiser tactical jumping onto this area would be the greatest thing in the history of Masters level TVTs. It really would. It would kill the Marines. I understand that they're +3/+3 and they have stim. And they have a medevac, but I don't think you understand. A battlecruiser is enough to kill 4 Marines, even if it doesn't have any upgrades whatsoever. Marines getting some shots off on one of these barracks. This is just Barcode giving Teneb hope. Giving him tiny pieces of hope that he can win this game, which he can't. Sacrificing one of his barracks. Here you go. There's a chew toy. Enjoy that one. Just don't go to the bottom left. Whatever you do, don't go to the bottom left, Barcode. Throwing out the poor barracks. Poor barracks indeed. And it is a battle cruiser in production for Teneb. Both players are crying over the death. Oh, and here comes he's just flirting. He's flirting with Barcode with his command center. He's like, oh, why can't you hit it? Just come on, just shoot at it a little bit here. Cute commander, says Barcode. I don't either way. Teneb's got this game. That's it. Why do you have 5 Marines, Barcode? I thought you had 4. Where's your other one? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Is there one over here? No? What is going on? Thanks, Sky. Good game. Teneb says, good game. And then it explodes and, oh, tactical war battle cruiser. Oh, but the micro. The Marine micro actually making this thing happen, and the battlecruiser does get taken down. Now this should make Barcode think, wait, what? Where did that battlecruiser come from? There were no BCs in this game, and there were not. What is this? What is this? What's this? What's this? Says Jack Skellington. Oh man, this is amazing. Tanks here defending this natural base. Does he have any more battlecruisers? I'd like to see that. He's got one queued up. He also has a Banshee on the way. Barcode is about to get the shock of his life. All right, coming down with his Marines. He is going to hit this area pretty much right away, but guess what? There are siege tanks, and the Marines are like, oh. Well, he's setting up with his own siege tanks. Battlecruiser in production. Banshee here as, oh, cloaked Banshee, though. That's it. Cloaked Banshee. He did lift, did his Barcode player, but I don't think he knows about the cloaked Banshees. He's going to land right here. And Teneb with his cloaked Banshee is clearing everything out that has landed. But no, Barcode is smart enough. He is smart enough not to land for too... Okay, he's landing for too long now. And the Banshees are just killing everything. The tanks are taking out a lot of SCVs here at the natural base of Teneb. But it doesn't matter. Banshees absolutely going to town here. 4 kills there. Widowmine does fire as well. Good game, says Barcode, and he does have a few tanks, but he gets cleared out, and that's it. Barcode is out. Teneb! Teneb is victorious. He snaps victory from the jaws of defeat by being so sneaky, by being so incredibly sneaky. That was good. That was a good time. I hope you enjoyed it. I really do, because I am out. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.